Hello, plant people. I'm so happy you're here. I'm Amy. Thank you for watching Amethyst Plants. This is my dog, Lucy, and she'll be joining us too. So it's been a while since I've had a chance to do a YouTube video. I've been focusing a lot on my business and trying to get things going a little bit more locally. So I have a pop-up coming soon, which I'm excited about. And today I want to take a break from that and have a chance to unbox some plants that I'm going to be adding to my personal collection and show you some of the plants that I have been getting locally and in the mail. So let's get into it. So another thing I'll be talking about in this video is how to transition your plants that you get in the mail and help them adjust and adapt to your new home environment. I think that's really important, and I think it's wise that everybody should have reasonable expectations for plants that they order in the mail, because you're ordering a living thing and it's going to go through some type of shipping stress no matter what. I expect that when I order plants, and if there's a few leaves that are broken off or if some of the root is rotted, it's just to be expected. I want to show you a couple plants that I had come in recently that are in great condition and how I have been helping them adapt to my new environment. Some of the plants that I've been really into lately are monsteras, and I've been searching for some of the rarer or less common varieties that are still easy to attain, not ties or elbows. I can't get those yet. And I'm trying to look for mother plants that I can use to grow out and eventually propagate. So I want to show you a couple of those. The first one that came in the mail is this wide form Adansonii, Monstera adansonii. And I'm very excited about it because my last Monstera adansonii mother plant just hadn't been doing very well, and it was time for a new one. So this plant has been adjusting for about a week in my home, and you can see there was a little bit of shipping stress that it came with. I'm not upset about that at all. That's not the shipper or the seller's fault. It just is what happens when living things get shipped. And I've found one of the best ways for me to help more established plants like this adjust after they've been shipped is to put them into some sphagnum moss. And that's what this is in right here. I find that this medium is just a little bit easier on the plant's roots. And once I've had this in sphagnum moss for probably a couple months, and I can see the roots around and see how healthy they are. Of course, I'll be taking it out to check on them as well. Then I'll move it into soil. I'll probably move it into a mixture of sphagnum and soil so that there's less transition shock for the plant. That's always the goal. I'm really excited to have this plant, and I'm going to be growing it out and using it eventually as a mother plant to propagate. Another Monstera that I got recently in the mail that I'm super excited about is this Monstera Peru. This is one that came all the way from New York, and I got a great deal on it. I'm very, very happy. I love the texture of these leaves. And I want to point out too, there is a little bit of just kind of like stress that the leaves have gone through. That's totally okay. That doesn't mean that this plant has any type of disease or that it's sick or unhealthy. It's just gone through a bit of shipping stress. So considering that this shipped all the way from New York, I am very, very pleased with the condition that it shipped in, and I'm looking forward to caring for this and growing it out and being able to hopefully propagate it so I can offer more of it locally. I also put this in sphagnum moss. This came with a little bit of soil around its root ball, and I kept the soil that it was shipped in and just kind of plopped that whole thing into sphagnum moss, and it's been doing very well since then. Another thing you want to keep in mind when you're helping your shipped plants adjust to their new home environment is light. You want to start off with lower light, even for plants that are used to higher light, like monsteras. Because they've gone through a shipping process, they're going to need to start off in a lower light environment and gradually get introduced to the higher light that they're used to in their natural environment. So let's get into some unboxing now. Okay, so the plants that I'm opening now came from Hawaii. I'll link the Instagram that they came from below, as well as I believe the seller has an Etsy shop too. She was amazing to work with. really kind, and these were shipped yesterday and arrived today, which is amazing. These are going to be plants for my personal collection. I'm not going to try to use them as mother plants or resell them, which is why I want to open them on YouTube and show you guys as well. So here we go. Okay. I ordered 2 plants from this seller. One of them, they're both very new to me actually, so I'm looking forward to that. The wrapping on these, I kind of want to show you how they came, is very well done. I noticed that the roots are wrapped in sphagnum moss here, which is a great way to ship your plants bare root if you're looking for that option or going that option. Oh, wow, this is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. All right, so this I believe is a variegated Dissidia iontha. I'm gonna have to look up the name of this because I honestly don't remember it, but it is gorgeous. It reminds me a bit of a peperomia, and it's almost like a mix of a peperomia and some type of string plant, like string of hearts or string of bananas or string of dolphins or something like that. So I'm very, very excited to plant it. I'm assuming it's going to need higher light and more succulent type plant conditions. It's my dog drinking some water. So that's what I'm gonna keep it under. I will be putting it into some sphagnum moss that I have here, and it's probably gonna need a much smaller container than this, so I'll look for one of those. And because I want to help it adjust to its natural light environment, I'm not going to be throwing it under a grow light right away. I'm going to be putting it in a kind of like middle spot in the room, not close to any window, but where it's going to be getting a lot of natural indirect light. And then we'll slowly move it into its preferred grow light area. Awesome purchase. I'm so excited to own that. Okay. Now I want to get into, that was kind of an add-on plant that I had her add for me. And this is the plant, which you can't see yet, which is the reason why I reached out to her. I had been actually seeing it on social media and noticed that she had really good prices, and yeah. So this is polyfill. This is a great shipping supply or shipping material if you're looking at shipping plants. It's something I use now, and I think it helps keep the plant secure and in really good condition. Now that I've removed the polyfill, I can show you what it looks like. And I mean, the plant looks pretty perfect to me. Again, the root ball of this plant is wrapped in sphagnum moss, which is wonderful. And oh, I'm so excited. I want to be very gentle with this. This is a vanilla planifolia, or a vanilla orchid. And one of the reasons why I wanted to order from this seller is because she has quite established plants, and she was selling vines that are 6 feet long, which is just amazing to me. You can see that some of these vines already, I mean, this vine already, it's one vine, has some pretty insane aerial roots. So I'm definitely gonna be looking for some type of support to put it on. And from what I've heard, these plants like more of like a board to kind of grow on and like be curled up on versus a single one stalk support. So I need to look more into how to care for these plants. Because it came from Hawaii and it came so beautiful and healthy, I'm assuming that it likes a more tropical environment, and I'm gonna be doing my very best to imitate its natural environment at home the best way that I can. Of course, it's not gonna be perfect, but we'll do what we can. So I am extremely pleased about the way that both of these plants came. My vanilla planifolia and mystery gorgeous little plant that I need to remember the name of. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to continue guessing. So thank you so much to this seller. I can't remember their name, but I will tag them, their Instagram and their Etsy shop down below. I highly recommend working with them. Thanks for watching me unbox this. Before I end this video, I want to show you something that also came today that was delivered to me, which is great because I didn't have to leave and get it, but it was delivered locally by another local plant seller. So I'd love to show you what I got and tell you my plans for it. All right, so as you know, I love plant mail and I love buying plants online and unboxing them, but I also try to support local plant sellers or just local community members who are purging their plants, and it's always great if you can find a plant locally because it avoids that shipping stress and you avoid the shipping costs too, of course. I was very excited because I found my next wish list Monstera locally for what I thought was a great price. So this is a Monstera. I actually just realized I don't even know how to pronounce the Latin name. Stilt Picena or something like that, I believe. And it is another plant that has kind of a silvery textured leaf pattern. I'm hoping with more light, this will get a little bit more silver. It's a climbing vine, and I'm really excited to own it because I love the foliage pattern on it. This Monstera, to my knowledge, at least the juvenile form, does not fenestrate or split, but I know Monsteras have a tendency to look very different when they are juvenile versus when they're mature. So I need to do a little bit more research on this to see exactly what it will look like and how I can mimic its natural environment in the best way. But I'm really excited that I got this plant, and I'm looking forward to adding it to my personal collection. Another couple plants that I got for myself, I'll just do a quick haul here. This is a beautiful Hoya Crimson Princess. And I'm new to Hoyas, but I'm excited to try them out. So I've been looking for good deals on them locally and online. And I was excited to pick this one up for $5. I'm also trying to expand my personal pothos collection and Scindapsus collection. So I was excited to pick up this Pearls and Jade. I recently got a Pearls and Jade locally as well. That was planted in a terracotta pot, and I just don't seem to be doing well with it. I really prefer plastic nursery pots. They just seem to work better with my natural rhythm and my natural preferred watering cycle for plants. So this one is really gorgeous. It's bigger than the one that I got previously, and I'm very excited about the variegation on some of these leaves. Pothos are just so cool. This almost to me looks like it's got some kind of like Mandula variegation vibes, but I know it's a Pearls and Jade or Enjoy. This was just a really cool looking Philodendron Brazil that I was happy to add to my collection. We have a Brazil hanging basket, but I don't have a small one, and I really enjoy having pothos and philodendrons in my room or in our bedroom because they're easy to care for and they're just nice to look at all the time. So I'm excited to add this Brazil to my collection. And last but not least, another little wish list plant for me. I always loved Sansevierias, now technically classified as Dracenias, but I'm still gonna call them snake plants. This is a little moonshine snake plant, and I absolutely love the moonshine variety. They're a pale seafoam green, as you can see. There's some like kind of really pale shades right down there. And I previously had a 6-inch one that just didn't do well. I tried separating it and replanting it and it still didn't do well. So I'm very excited to try this again. I love the color and I just think they're so cute. Thank you for watching Amethyst Plants and for listening to me share my new plants that I'm adding to my personal collection and share a little bit about how I help shipped plants adapt. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.